Hey friends, it's Nia. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about something that is currently on my heart. It's a little spontaneous video, so this was not planned, but I just felt like my heart pulling me and tugging me to sit down here and talk about it. So I am. So I posted today a story today on Instagram about how, despite the circumstances, I feel so much joy in my heart and so much gratitude in my heart. And right now, the circumstances are: one, my husband is gone for work. He's been gone for almost 3 months, and he has more months until he's gonna be home. And also, about 2 months ago, I experienced a miscarriage. So I have been having people on Instagram just ask me, basically, like, Nia, how are you still continuing to smile after loss? And I will say that I spent the past few years healing myself enough that I can sit here and still have so much joy in my heart. One of the things that I have been waking up and adding to my gratitude list recently is I'm just grateful to still have joy. I'm still grateful to still wake up and smile. I'm so grateful that I'm still continuing to sit in gratitude each day despite the circumstances, because I know how it feels to just be in so much pain, and I know how it feels just to walk around with hurt, and I know how it feels to be just, the energy around you is just lack and sadness, and just it's not a good place to be. It's not. So one of the reasons why I am so joyful and I am living in gratitude is because I'm honestly grateful that this version of me is sitting here. I'm grateful that I have spent the past few years doing the work to be here. And somebody wrote me today and they're just like, Nia, you're so inspiring. Like, how are you the way that you are? And they're like, I know it's taken you work. It has taken me years of work, years and years and years of work to be here. And right now, I just sit here amazed at myself, truly, because I'm shook that I'm here. Honestly, I'm shook that, once again, despite the circumstances, I am still smiling. Despite the circumstances, I am still so joyful. I'm holding grief and joy at the same time. And unless I put in the work, I would not even be here doing this YouTube video, saying this message. So I'm a journaler, and I've been writing a few things in my journal, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you have experienced loss, or if you have experienced loss, or you are finding yourself in just sadness, hurt, and pain, and you want to find some relief to it, I'm just gonna share my experience and how me healing through things has helped me get here. Because I can straight up say that if this happened to me, honestly, even a year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I would not be sitting and holding space for grief and joy at the same time. It would pretty much just be grief, and only grief, and all the things that come with that. It would look very different. So, one of the things that I've written down in my journal is: healing didn't erase my grief. It helped me walk through it. And that's what I have been just realizing. Like I said, if I didn't go through years of walking through pain and walking through hurt and facing the hard stuff, I wouldn't be able to be here. And I'm not trying to say that like I'm not sad and I'm not hurting. It's just that the tools that I have established, the routines I have established, the time that I have taken, the things I have done to heal other parts of me have helped me heal this part of me. And of course, I'm still going through it. But little things every single day have been helping me get to where I want to get. I also wrote down that joy isn't the absence of pain. I cry, you guys. I cry all the time. I'm surprised I'm not crying right now. Before I started recording this video, I was actually crying just thinking about it, because just because I'm happy, just because I'm smiling doesn't mean that like my pain is gone. It's still there. And I'm like, I can feel my throat getting into knots as I'm saying this. The pain is still there. The sadness is still there. But I know that even during the sadness, even in the times where this emotion comes up, there's still so much beauty. And all the healing I have done for the past few years allows that to coexist. So yes, the pain is still there, but yes, the joy is still there, the beauty is still there, the love is still there, the comfort is still there. And because I spent years working through things, now that I'm here, the pain is not suffocating. It's not suffocating me, because I know that, look, the trees are still green, the sun is still shining, the birds are still chirping, abundance is still around me, my heart is still full, I am still so loved. I wrote down, even when my heart is breaking, I can still hold beauty and I can still hold love. I can. And that's the truth. Even though I have so much pain, when I look at my daughter's face, it still brings me so much joy when I think about me and my husband and our relationship and all the love that is there. I still hold that so tight to me, so close to me. I still think about all the friendships that I have. I still think about how I'm living in this beautiful house, so the two can coexist side by side. And once again, I'm just glad that it's not like I'm not suffocated in the pain and the sadness. And once again, it's because of the work that I've done. Of course, I allow myself days where I'm just crying, but it's crying because I'm allowing myself to feel my emotions. It's not like I'm having such a hard time explaining it, but I'm doing the best that I can. I wrote down that healing started before my miscarriage, which I've been trying to say. I spent the past, oh my gosh, that scared me. I spent the past about 6 years healing some childhood traumas, healing the fact that I never felt loved, healing my abandonment issues, healing that loneliness that I felt in my heart, so that one, I can live a happier, healthier, more joyful and grateful life. But it has basically prepared me for this time right now. And I hope that makes sense. And I'm also not trying to take away from the fact that it is sad and there is pain, but I just can't explain it. I heal so hard, I still find joy in the everyday. Heal so hard, I still find gratitude in the everyday. Like literally, that's That's me. I wrote down that I still feel my feels, which I already said. I feel my fucking feels all the time, you guys. One thing about me is, even before my miscarriage, I am a double Pisces. I'm crying all the time. And it's crazy because years ago I would never cry. I would hold it on, and I consider myself a crybaby. My daughter calls me a crybaby all the time because she's like, "Mama, you're crying again." But I cry for the beauty. I cry for the sadness. If I'm ever feeling, I cry when I laugh. I'm cracking up. I'm crying. Like, if I'm ever feeling any sort of tears coming, I just allow myself to do that. Sometimes I am struggling and I'm just like, girl, cry, because I know that crying is such an amazing release. I don't hold emotions in. Every time you hold your tears back, you're holding that into your body. So you're not allowing yourself to process those things, and anytime you hold those in, you're creating stuck emotions in your body. We don't want to do that. We want to feel everything. We want to allow ourselves to work through it and give our body that chance to release those suppressed emotions. And with that, I'll talk about living in the present moment. Right now, this instant, I'm happy. I'm free. I'm joyous. Nothing in my life, I mean, other than my husband being gone, but am I sad because of that in this present moment? No. A lot of times I start crying and I get sad because it's like I go back to reliving and revisiting those moments of going back to the night that I couldn't sleep, going back to the night where back to the time where they tell me that, you're going to miscarry. I go back to the time where me and Eddie are so happy that we're pregnant. Those are the things that bring me sadness. But that's also in the past. And I'm not trying to take away from my grief. Obviously, I process these things, and like I said, I feel my feels regardless, but this present moment, I'm seeing the beauty in the day-to-day. I'm living in the now, and right now, I'm okay. And right now, I'm happy. And right now, I'm dancing in the kitchen, and right now, I'm making my daughter a PB&J sandwich, and I'm loving on my dogs and animals, and, So I just realized that right now. The times that really do get me are when I'm thinking about those moments of finding out, or those moments of realizing and telling my daughter, or just knowing that my daughter was there with me, and just being alone, my husband wasn't there, and stuff like that. So I keep talking about what I've done in the past, like how I've been healing throughout the years, and breath work. I am a breath work facilitator, and even doing this video right now, or just like responding to people on social media, I want to be like, girl, let me work with you, like, let's book a one-on-one, let me be your mentor, let me help you heal through things, because that's my passion. That is what I do. Since my miscarriage, I have really felt that God, my guides, were telling me to take a step back and from pouring into other people and just really pour into myself, which was a lesson that I did learn through this miscarriage. Is like, I have also been healing, but also spending all these years along healing, helping other people. Because one thing about me is like, okay, I know this is working for me, I'm figuring this out, girl, let me help you. I don't want you to be stuck in a cycle of anxiety, depression, feeling lonely, abandonment. I have helped myself, so let me help you. So I started hosting wellness retreats. I got into breath work, started doing yoga. I'm getting certified for Reiki. All these things, because a passion of mine is, I know what I did, so it's like, I want to help you. I'm a healer. Like, that is who I am. But like I said, through this, I have realized, like, girl, you have been healing through these things and then immediately helping other people heal through these things as well. So it's like, pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. On Facebook, not Facebook, what did I say, Facebook? On Instagram, I did a video, and I was about my miscarriage and some of the things that I learned about myself. And I was saying how during my miscarriage, as I'm sitting on the toilet and you know, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, my clients, what am I going to tell my clients that want breath work? The fact that I was actively having a miscarriage, actively experiencing loss, and thinking about other people was truly, truly telling. Truly telling. The fact that it was so hard for me to sit with, that I needed to take time for myself and to focus on myself, was so hard for me to sit with, you know? And like I said, even doing this, and reading that people want healing, they want help, I just want to be like, okay, give me your number, send me this text, email me, and I can help you, I can work through this. But instead of doing that, I'm just sitting here talking, you know? So whoever this video is meant for, may it find you. So yes, throughout my healing journey, I started with meditation, journaling. I still journal. I have been journaling for years. Once again, here's my book. Everything goes into my journals. I have so many, but I love that I write these things down and I can come back to them, and it's very healing. Journaling has allowed me to feel my feels and write some things, and just write things down. Whatever it is, whatever I'm feeling, I just write it down. So yes, breath work is truly, truly, truly so powerful. I will tell you guys about an experience I had with breath work. So my birth mother left me when I was 3 years old, and obviously you can imagine a kid, how abandoned I felt. She left me, you guys. I didn't talk to her until I was 15 because I wanted to reach out. My dad never told me anything about why my birth mother left me. In comes the stepmother. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, and I have my own daughter, I'm thinking to myself, I can't imagine if my daughter was 3 years old. I left and immediately replaced and not told anything about it. Like, that's insane to me. That's insanity. But anyways, let me get back to breath work. We'll talk about that maybe in another video. But I was doing breath work and just wanting to know what would come up. Just waiting to know what would come up. And during my breath work session, I started to think about my mom, and I really struggled with the fact that I just felt so unloved. You can imagine, once again, my birth mom left me, stepmom. She wasn't really, a nurturing mother. So I had major mother wounds, father's wound. My dad was there, but he'll tell you to your face that he put other people above his children. So you can imagine the abandonment and just like feeling unloved. So obviously that came up in breath work, and during my breathwork session, I saw myself as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, wondering like what I did. Because I really felt like it was me. I felt like I was the problem. So I was wondering what I did so my parents wouldn't love me, or what I did for my mom to not love me, and whatever else. And in that breathwork session, it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. It's so healing and miraculous, It's like we have all the tools that we need to heal. We just have to seek them. We have to want to. So my spirit was allowing me to remember. So I saw myself as a baby in my mother's womb. And from there, I realized it wasn't anything that I did for her not to love me. And I'm sure she does, but once again, she has her own things. She has her own healing. It wasn't anything that I did for me to feel unloved from my dad. It was just me in the womb, born into this family, born into the energy surrounding it. And to me, that was so healing, because I spent my life thinking, what did I do? Why is this me? And then once my soul allowed me to see, like, Nia, this is part of your life's plan, your life's purpose, which it truly is, because I know that even just by this story, I'm helping somebody. I've helped so many amazing women through my wellness retreats, and even on Instagram, just the stuff that I post. So I know that this has been part of my life's plan. But once again, because I was seeking those answers, I was doing the work. So I didn't walk around with hatred, hurt, pain from the mother womb. Slowly, because of that, it started healed. And I still think about that. It's like when my inner child, which she hasn't been lately, but when my inner child was feeling abandoned or lonely or feeling like it was her, I'm like, girl, no. It was not you, mama. It was not you, little Nia. You were born into this life's path, this life's purpose, this direction. I really got sidetracked, but I really wanted to tell you how powerful breath work is. And if I ever decide to start taking clients again, please reach out to me, and I would love to work with you whenever that happens. But if you want advice on breath work, or you want more information about breath work, let me know. Okay, maybe if you're in the Vegas area and you want to do a one-on-one, I would love to do that when so yeah, I definitely spent years building up this relationship with myself to be here. And I've said it 80 times already, and I'll say it again. That is why I just have so much gratitude, because I'm like, damn, Nia, you fucking did the work, girl. You did the work. You did so much work that your spirit, your soul, your mind is not letting you dwell on lack. Okay, like my brain is not allowing me to focus so much on what I don't have. All it's focusing on is what I have and how beautiful life is. I'm so grateful that didn't wait to be happy. I'm practicing joy now. And I would say after the first initial weeks of being sad, because girl, I was crying all the time. Okay, I was crying all the time. One minute I was cracking up with my bestie, and the next minute she looks at me, she's like, you're crying, Nia? I'm like, yeah. I still do that now. I still am just like literally. But one thing about being in my circle, being my friend, that's literally my life. That's like, oh girl, that trend on social media that was like FaceTiming your bestie and it's a serious conversation. Like, I'm both of those people at the same time. If that makes sense. But yeah, it was so hard for me to even allow myself to start laughing again and to play again. And I had to tell myself, like, girl, why are you trying to prevent yourself from being joyful. And a little bit of me was saying, like, girl, isn't it too soon? Like, it's only been a few weeks and here you are, like, on the come up, you know? And I was like, no. Why do you need to let yourself stay down? Allow yourself to feel your feels, whether that's crying, whether that's joy, whatever it is. And it's like me, I was like, girl, you feel your feels. You ride the waves of life, whatever comes. And if you're happy right now, if your heart is feeling joy, allow yourself to feel that joy and be grateful for that joy. And don't let anybody put a time frame, a timeline on your healing, on your joy. You know, the grief and joy coexist at the same time. So allow it. So before we go real quick, I'm going to pretend like this is my podcast and I wrote down 5 things that helped me find joy. Okay? 1, I allowed myself to grieve. Allow yourself to grieve, babes. Okay? Feel your fucking feels. Feel your emotions. You're allowed to. If you're smiling one minute and crying the next, okay. Girl, think of me when you do it. But like, dang, I'm really embodying me right now. Embody Nia, okay? Laugh, cry, bawl your eyes out. You know, one thing I love to do is get in the shower and be in there for an hour and just sit in there cry. Like, it's such a Pisces thing, but it's a way of cleansing. I remember the day that I truly felt like, okay, energetically things are shifting for me. The night before, I told my friend, she's like, how did your night go? I was like, girl, I was up at 2 a.m. crying in the shower. She's like, what, Nia? That was so healing for me. I needed that. I needed to wash and cleanse that energy. Okay? Allow yourself to grieve. That 2 a.m. shower bawling be hitting different, okay? It hits different. As the shower's washing you, you're releasing emotion. It's all going down the drain. Okay. 2, y'all know I stay in nature. Okay, if you don't know me, you're new here. I love being in nature. I love talking to trees. I love grounding. I wanted to sit with you guys over there under my little tree that I'm always sitting in there meditating and crying and doing my stuff and just like talking to my tree, but the AC was too loud over there. My daily rituals, you know, I am such a ritual girl. I wake up, I sit in the sun, I meditate, I journal. All these things are what helped me to be in the energy of, girl, it's okay. Girl, you are so loved. Girl, your guides love you. God loves you. Okay, you're so protected. You're so favored. You're good. Those are the things that helped me be who I am today. Okay? Nia, why are you smiling? Girl, because I be talking to my guides, all right? I have that one time to tune in to my soul, God, that connection. It's like when you feel so connected and when I know that I'm guided, I'm not abandoned anymore. Abandoned is not over here. I'm comforted. I'm loved. I feel my feels. But ultimately, it's like I love knowing that I'm made of the same thing that the galaxies are, that the trees are, that the oceans are. Ooh, it just does something to me. It makes me so, so happy. I stay in nature. I connect to the vastness of the sky. I connect to the trees, the oceans, the birds, the little animals. I just love it. I love it. I love you. I love you. I just love it so much. I also didn't isolate. Now, as a Pisces, I go in my hermit modes. And if you're watching this like Nia, I've been trying to hang out with you for the past 2 months, girl. It's all a process. I feel like the levels to the hangouts versus the isolation is a process. So yeah, don't isolate. Allow your friends to be there for you, which kind of, it was a struggle for me those first few weeks, its first few days. I mean, I did go to my bestie's house for a little bit and just like isolate there with her, but I wasn't by myself. I isolated with my bestie, you know? And I'm still on the come up of getting back to my normal routines and allowing people into my life after this. Not like allowing them into my life, but like integrating them back into my life. Just because truly, that Nia who was before the miscarriage is not the Nia today. This version of me is a bigger, brighter, more loving, more grateful, more abundant version of myself. And I was talking to my friend about this yesterday. I have really created a bubble around me, especially after my miscarriage. And yeah, it's like I'm slowly trying to incorporate the things before, but it looks different now. It's like I'm truly protecting my energy and protecting this peace and protecting this love, but I also want to give it, but at the same time pour into myself more than I pour into other people. So it's like truly navigating that and finding the balance in it, because who I am is such a giver and such a lover. I'm such a lover girl. But like I said, just after the miscarriage, realizing that the lover girlness in me, the giver in me, was giving that energy away to other people and not like replenishing my own cup. Even though I did replenish my own cup, but it's just like now it's like I'm giving all this love and energy to myself. That's why I'm so, you know, but at the same time not isolating. I'm trying to find a balance. Like I said, I still am, and I'm slowly getting to the point where it's like, okay, you know, I can be outside and still. So don't isolate. Allow people who love you to be there for you. Allow people who love you to love on you. That's so important. And just know, one of my affirmations, the last one, says, I deserve happiness and safety. You deserve happiness. You deserve safety, okay? You deserve to feel safe in your body. You deserve to feel safe in your home. You deserve to feel safe in your marriage, your relationship. You deserve to feel safe as a mother. You deserve to feel safe as the spirit who was walking this earth, okay? And you deserve happiness. We're meant to be happy. We're not meant to exist in a state of despair, a state of lack, a state of depression, a state of anxiety. We're not meant to thrive in fight or flight. Who thrives in that? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel safe. And that is honestly part of my healing journey too. I spent so many years of my life not feeling that safety, not feeling true happiness because of abandonment, or feeling unloved, or feeling unwanted. And like I said, this version of me is just truly joyful, truly joyful. I wake up in gratitude and joy, because that's where my mind takes me. My mind is like, girl, you spent all these years practicing this. Even when things feel dark, you are still constantly searching for the light. And because I am constantly still searching for the light, and because I constantly still have that light within me, it makes me so happy and so joyful. But I did the fucking work, okay? And it's not easy. And when I meet people nowadays, like this version of me, it's hard for them to even realize that this is not how I always live my life, honey. This is actually new. I spent most of my life, majority of my life, living completely opposite. And I'm just so proud of myself that I did the work. I did the hard stuff. It's not easy. It's not easy facing your demons. It's not easy facing your shadows. But in order to be on the other side, you just have to let that go. Like, I posted today that every version of me is living in joy right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. As I'm 35, I would say the past 5 years is when it finally started to click. That means I spent 30 years of my life feeling some type of way, dude. 30 years. It's only been 5, 6-ish of the healing journey on the come up. And I keep saying my life is going to get better and better and better, because if this is my life after the 4 to 5 years, like, I'm truly ready for what's next. Truly ready for what's next. And I'm proud of myself for doing the work. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Because you know what? I'm no different than you. I am you. You are me. What you see in me is a reflection of what's already in you. Okay? I used to be there. At one point I was even cutting, because I was just that dark of a place. This is years ago, of course, but even when I think about that time in my life, I'm just like, being in that black hole. I call it a black hole, a black pit. I never thought that I would make it out of there. I never thought I would make it out of there. But I did, slowly but surely, with consistency, with connection, with community. You also don't have to choose between grieving and living. Two can coexist at the same time. Okay? You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to live, to feel loved. Honor love. Honor yourself by living fully. Living fully and feeling your feels. Feeling your feels is part of living fully. You see how the two go hand in hand? You can do this, baby. You can do this. So if you're at a point where you are experiencing loss or have experienced loss, and you're wondering to yourself, like, will I ever be me again? You won't be the old version of you. You'll be somebody better. Someone who is like, I'm not trying to find... I don't think that joy comes after the thunderstorm. It's about finding the light to guide you through it. And you can do it. You can do it. There's hope. There's love. There's ease. There's comfort. It's just all a process. Don't put a timeline onto your grieving. Don't put a timeline on your healing. Time doesn't even exist. It's made up to control. It's never too late. Start right now. Start at this moment. Go right down what you're grateful for. Sit in meditation. Allow your guides to talk to you. Look for the hope. Look for the joy. Look for the love, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And you are so loved. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart with you. I love you.